Hey everybody, man, I am stoked today. Stoked! I got something accomplished today. Now, I went to start my video today, and I had to realize at that time. See, I'm bad at memory things, once in a while. I think we all are. But my phone wasn't charged. It was down to like 30%, so I figured why start the video until I get a fully charged battery on my phone, make sure my gimbal's fully charged, and these things should be charged while you're sleeping. Once you go to bed, you're not going to be using your phone or anything, and even if you are, you can still plug it in next to you, right? So usually I charge my stuff while I'm sleeping. That way when I get up in the morning, it's fully charged. I don't have to worry about it all day. So anyway, I've been doing a little bit of work on the cab over, and as you can tell, I've got it jacked up because I wanted to get in there and have plenty of room to work. And I've only done a few things, little things really. On the engine block, I actually cleaned up that plate. If you remember that plate, I'm going to show you here in a minute. I'm just going to talk about it first. On that plate that's on the engine, if you watched any of my other videos, I talked about it, and it leaks a lot of oil out of that plate. It's an inspection plate. And so I've been cleaning that up, contemplating on, getting a really good look at it, cleaning it up, making sure I feel confident enough that I can take a whack at them bolts that probably been in there for 37 years. So that's what I did on that. And let's see what else I took the battery box off. As you can see, the batteries are sitting there. Now, them batteries are all four brand new as of 2017. Now, the caveat is I only drove this truck for 4 months, and then it hasn't been drove since. It has been started a few times, but it hasn't been drove. So them batteries aren't old at all. The alternator's brand new, so the batteries are brand new. Well, on one of the posts on the battery, the one on the farthest side there, the negative post was all corroded and rusted and everything. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I got it all cleaned up, took the cable off, cleaned it up with the wire brush, and put a new nut on there, and she's good to go. I don't have the batteries hooked up. Obviously, the negative cable's off, as you can see it hanging over the edge there. So I did that. I had to clean out the cab, get everything out of it. It didn't need to be up in there before I could tilt it. Didn't have any problem tilting it. That pump works great since I replaced the O-rings in it. No leaks, no problems. The cylinders don't leak, no problems there. Let's see. And then I started to focus on that nut that's on the leaf spring down there. And I'm going to show you that here in a minute. I'm going to actually stop the video, turn the camera around so you can see it, so I can aim at it and you can see it better without looking at me. So the good news is I got that nut off. I can't believe it. I found a 6-sided short socket to fit it. I could only find I couldn't find a 1/2-inch drive socket, socket. So I used a 3/8 socket, 1/2-inch to 3/8 reducer, and my breaker bar. Now, the breaker bar isn't actually a breaker bar; it's a torque bar. It's used for torquing nuts, bolts, and stuff. But it's 3 feet long, and I figured, well, I'm going to give that a shot. It's up to 500 foot-pounds, so I shouldn't hurt it none. So I used it, and it broke the nut free, and I was able to get that nut off there, and I'm very stoked about it. I really didn't think that nut, that nut's been on there since the day it was built, so I really didn't think it was going to come off. The good news is the bolt, I'm not going to take the bolt out. Nope, I'm not going to take the bolt out. The bolt is good to go. It's basically part of the leaf springs, so I'm not even going to take it out. I would if it didn't look good, but it looks good. Where the threads are used, they're good. Now, the last 1/4 inch just above the leaf springs, the threads are wore. There's not really much there thread-wise, and that's where that shock mount plate sits. And from what I gather, now somebody can correct me on this, but I don't feel like that nut and that bolt is crucial. It's not the main part of the leaf spring, shock mount, saddle plate assembly. It's just there to hold everything together before they put the saddle plate on there, and then they put the U-bolts on. The U-bolts is what holds everything together. So I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to use it, keep it, and good to go. So without further ado, I'm going to flip this camera around, and we'll show you some things. All right, I'm back. Now I got the camera flipped around. We can we can give you a better view of what happened here. There's the stud, got the nut off, and as you can tell I got the shock mount plate off, and that free all is what did it, folks. Sorry about that. The free all works. I've been spraying that nut bolt for over 2 weeks now, and as you can see, I think you can see pretty good, the threads are good to go. So I'm just going to leave it like it is. I got that C-clamp on there like a fellow told me to, and we're just going to leave it like that for now. And here you can get a better view of my motor. That access plate right there is the one that I've been cleaning this morning. As you can tell, it's a lot different than the other ones. And them nuts look pretty, or bolts look pretty good. I feel pretty confident. I'm going to give it a try and see if I can get that plate off there and replace the gasket. There's the after cooler cover that I was telling you about. See how the rust holes? It's rusted through right there. So I got to get that replaced. But I'm just going to leave that alone until the people that rebuild the motor, they'll replace it. And there's my batteries. Yep, as you can tell, if you can see the stickers right there on the left, 1017. That's when they were bought from Freightliner. Got a good deal on them. All right, so here's the saddle plate. This is what I did to the saddle plate. Get the shade out there for you. I cleaned it up, wire wheeled it real good, and then I painted it. Not just any old black paint. Truck bed paint. So it protects against rust, and it takes a beating. And there's that nut that came off that stud that I showed you on the leaf springs. I'm trying to get a good view of it there. It's oblong. It actually wore on one side more than the other. I don't know if you, damn flies. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there you go. Okay, camera. And that's the bar I used to take that nut off that stud. It's a Tecton brake torque wrench, torque bar, whatever the hell you call it. And that's what I used, and it broke that nut free. So yeah, so I'm stoked. I'm stoked. There's the saddle plate, or not saddle plate, the shock mount plate right there I took off, and I'm gonna work on that today, trying to get that damn stud out of there. If I gotta cut it out, I gotta cut it out. Oh, there was something I wanted to show you guys. This is probably why we can't get the damn nut off. Oh, come on. There we go. If you look at it, if you can see it, it almost looks like there's weld on there, right here, right there, and then there's some on the other side too. And I don't know what that is. That's what's holding that nut on there. It don't look like weld, but I mean, what else could it be? I don't have any idea. It's solid, like steel, like metal. And right there, you can see where the threads are, and down here as well. But over on the side and this side, you got what looks to be like weld, some kind of weld. And now, why would anybody do that? I don't know. But I'm going to see about grinding that off and seeing if I can get that nut off the right way. But I'm going to see about grinding that off somehow. Maybe I'll cut it off. Maybe I'll cut that nut off. I don't know. Let's see. Did I do anything on the... Oh, well, now I can show the other side. I haven't showed the other side of the engine yet because the cab was down. So let's look at that. There you go. That radiator needs to be rebuilt. You can't see it. You can't see it. In there, the bottom part of the radiator, looks like a cat got in there and scratched the dog shit out of it. So that needs to be rebuilt. That's my water filter there. That's going to be changed out. There's my oil filters down there. There's my nice turbo HT3B. Good turbo. There's a better shot of, there's the engine warmer plug. That's got to be changed out. Easy access right there. The exhaust manifold right there, that leaks, so I got to change that out. And then there's a exhaust cooler right here behind it, right there. I gotta replace that now. Well, it looks bad, so I'm gonna change it out. But if I might, when I take it off, I might just clean it up. But again, those are things I'm gonna leave for the rebuild guy. They will be able to have better access to that than me. So I'm gonna let them deal with it. Why should I deal with it? I think I'm giving you good pictures here. There's the block a little better. Right here, this is the oil cooler. There's a filter that goes in here, and I got that filter brand new. I got to change that out. Look at that. Can you read that right there? Oh yeah, made in the USA, baby. This truck was made in the USA. That's what I'm talking about. No China. Freightliners are all built in Mexico. Who knows where the Peterbilt parts come from? China, probably. Everything we get is from China. There's the back of the engine. There's the batteries again. So there you go. Yeah, so there's the shock mount on this side. I got me going backwards again. Sorry, folks. Yeah, so that nut will come off. That nut broke free from the very first, and it don't have that weld-looking stuff on the end of it. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do on this side, same thing. I'm going to cut them U-bolts off or take them off and replace them with new. Clean up that saddle plate, paint it, put it back on, put new U-bolts back on. That'll be done. Leaf springs are good to go. Not worried about them. Axle's solid as a rock. I ain't worried about that. That's for damn sure. I'm going to clean it up and paint it. Paint this frame right here, which it's not even that bad. I don't even have to paint it, but I'm going to paint it so it matches the rest of the frame. Same with the other side. These brackets right here, if I can get my camera to work. Oh, there I go again, backwards. Sorry, everybody. These brackets right here, there's another one over here. That's what holds the air filter canister. I'm gonna, where is that anyway? Right here. There you go. There's the two rings that secure it on. Right there. I took that in. What did I do with that? Yeah, I moved that inside. Oh no, I didn't. It's right here. Oh, for Pete's sakes, I keep going the wrong way. I don't know why I'm doing that all of a sudden. There's the air canister right there. That's what goes on them brackets I showed you on the motor, on the frame a minute ago, and then them two clamps right there is what holds it on. Okay, moving on. All right, I'm gonna turn this around, so be right back. All right, I'm back. So now I think I'm gonna work on this this saddle mount. Try to get that stud out so I can get that shock off so I can put my new shock on. Are you kidding me? What a pain in the ass. And like I said, the best thing to do is trying to get this camera to work. There we go. All right. Best thing to do, I think, is just cut that nut off. I don't know what that stuff is on there. I really don't know. And how the heck am I going to get it off there? I don't know. Yeah. I could just cut half the nut off and then the stud with it, and then it'll break free. But I still got to get the stud out, right? Still got to get that stud out. So I think I'm going to work on that for a while. I'll explain everything I do. I don't know if well, I can let you watch for a little bit. I got to go find a cutting wheel, which I'm running out of them. Can't wait to get my own cutter. I got a Milwaukee grinder cutter coming. Oh, that reminds me. Let me sit down for a minute. There we go. Sorry about the camera there, folks. Okay, so I forgot. I've got the leveling valve coming. I've got the pressure protection valve coming. They're both on their way. I've got all I need, everything I need to wire up my lights, my blinkers, and my fog lights. I also have the top marker lights on the top of the cab. I have those coming. I'm not replacing the whole light itself, the whole bullet thing, you know, just the lens. The lens actually will come off and the new lens will go on LED. Took me a minute to find them, but I found them. 85 bucks for the 5 lenses. Yeah, not cheap, but it is what it is. It'll look good. It'll be all LED except for the headlights, and the fog lights ain't going to be LED, but that's okay. They're not going to be on all the time. Michigan gets a lot of fog. That's why I'm putting fog lights on it. There is a lot of fog in Michigan, so fog lights are common up here. So all that stuff's coming. I also have quarter fender mud flaps coming, black, and they say International on them. Got them coming. I also got some 0000 steel wool coming, and I'm going to show you something I learned, and some of y'all might know about it already. But if you use the finest steel wool you can buy, which is 0000, 4 zeros, that's the finest steel wool they make. If you use that on chrome, you can get all the rust off. Yep, I watched a half dozen videos on it, and they all did the same thing, and it works. So I got some of that coming, so I'm going to clean up my quarter fenders. They're not bad. You've seen them. They're not bad. But they got some rust on them, so I'm going to clean that up. Oh, since I got the cab up, let's look at them straps. All right, I'm back. There's the strap on the front strap on the driver's side. Now you can, what I want to show you is these right here. I have to take, see, this is mounted, this block is mounted to the strap. And you can see the rust that's gotten to this strap. This ain't even as bad as the back strap was. That's why the rear straps have been changed, because they were way worse than this. Both sides of this strap right here, on this side and this side. But this block is attached to this strap, and in order to get this, and you can see there's a nut right there, and there's a nut right there, and there's, nope, just them 2 nuts. So I have to take all these off, break the nuts free, which I don't know how I'm gonna, well, I have to take the lines off. I have to take the lines off on the other side, and then take the strap off, and then take this off of the strap, put this on the new strap, and then put the new strap back on, hook all these lines up over here, and all the lines on the other side back up. So this strap's gonna be the worst strap. But them lines don't look too bad. I think I'll be able to break them free pretty simple. So now, as far as these bolts right here go, who knows? But either way, we'll get them off, won't we? All right, let's go look at the other side. Oh, and now you can get a better view of my, oh yeah, man, I'm backwards again. There's the top of my cab. As you can see, it's not that bad, really. Now that visor right there, that sun visor, that's pretty wore out for some reason, but I don't know. I'm not worried about it right now, but all 5 of those lenses are about to get changed out here in a week or 2, and then eventually the horns will get changed out, and then you'll get to hear them. But first the lights, get them all wired up, and then we'll light them up at night so we can get a good look at it. All right, here's the what the heck? All right, here we go. There's the strap on this side. Front strap, passenger side. As you can see, it's rusted right there. Breaking away, rotting off. Now the other side of that strap, that side over there, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. But I got the strap, so I might as well change it out. Now the only thing I gotta change besides the strap is I gotta disconnect that, which holds the oil neck, filler neck, and the dipstick tube to that mount right there. So I got to take that off the strap, but that's not a big deal. So this, as you can see, this side's not going to be that big of a deal. Now, as far as this side goes, I'm not putting anything on this side. Now I was going to put the no, I am putting something on this side. I'm sorry. Oh, man, right there. I don't know where. I have to put the, yeah, right there. It'll be man, okay, right there, in between the two mounts for the air tank, right there will be my oil bypass filter system. All right, now let's go back to the driver's side. Man, oh man. Okay, and then right there, get the sun where I can see it right there. Right there. That right there, see them two holes? You got one here, and then you got one here. That's where the fuel warmer went. But I'm not putting a fuel warmer back there, although I do have one, brand new. But remember, I talked about this. I've got a Davco fuel bowl filter that I'm going to put right there, and that's going to have a fuel heater on it, so I won't need the fuel warmer mechanism put back on there. Now, again, all right, let me switch this around. All right, I'm back. Again, that Davco fuel bowl filter that I ordered is just that, a fuel filter. That's all it is, because I already ordered the daggum fuel warmer to mount back over there on the frame. Well, it had to be some guy on Facebook to point it out. Why didn't you just order the Davco fuel filter with the fuel warmer? Why the hell didn't I think of that? I have no freaking idea. Because I'm an old school guy. I love engineers, and they come up with the greatest stuff, and the way they came up with it was for a reason. So I just focus on putting things back the way they came from the factory. That's my focus. But sometimes it don't make no sense to do that, because this is 30 some years later, and we got better things now that even the engineers would have put on back then if they would have had them. So I've got a good Davco fuel filter that I'll sell anybody that wants one. It's just a filter, no heater, no nothing, just the filter. And I also have a fuel warmer, brand new, that I'll sell if anybody wants it. Okay, so there you go. Man, sorry guys. I should have like a set of transcripts or something, you know, like an actor has, and frickin' have it right here reading it to you, so I don't frickin' screw up all the damn time. I just try to get so much out and try to make this content so good that I'm fumble mouth, you know. Dadgum. So yeah. So I don't need this. So I'm happy, man. I got that nut off. I'm freaking stoked about that. I really am. And I can't wait to get this shock mount bowled out. That's, you know, so I can get them new shocks put on. Brand new shocks just sitting in that box up there. Can't put them on until I get that one off and the other side off. And I'm not going to do anything on that other side except wire up the lights. I'm not going to do anything on that other side except wire up the lights until I get this side done, driver's side. Once the driver's side done, I'm going to put the tire back on, then I'm going to move everything over to the passenger side. That's just the best way to do it. Oh, here I am staring at some stuff that I wanted to show you guys, and I didn't show it to you. So here. Let's be right back. All right. Look at there. Brand new starter. The best one you can buy. It's got some kind of gear. I forget what it's called, a gear reducer. Here. Yeah, it's a low gear type starter, so it's like the best one you can get. Everybody's putting them on their truck when they replace their starter, so that one's going to go on, but I got to replace that. Having the camera backwards really screws me up, but anyway, yeah, so once I change that gasket out on that plate right there, then I'll put the starter on, and then I'll put the fuel pump on, which that's sitting over here. Oh. Why are you acting all stupid, camera? Hey, gum. My gimbal, man. Yeah. So there's the fuel pump, brand new fuel pump. all rebuilt. Cost me a little over $611 to rebuild that pump. That's the one that came off of it, so that's the one that's going back on it. Now inside that box underneath of it, there's another rebuilt fuel pump that I bought off eBay for $100 and then spent $600 to get it rebuilt. Now, the diesel injection services that rebuilt my fuel pumps they told me on both these pumps, the top one, the one you're looking at right now, that's off of a BC4, Big Cam 4. And the one in the box is off a Big Cam 3. Well, my motor's a Big Cam 3, but that was the pump that was on it. And besides that, they're both built with CPL 625. So they've got the same shim, same button, blah, blah, blah. So this one's already set up for my truck. All I gotta do is plug everything back in. If I put the other one on, I would have to add stuff, remove stuff from this one and put on the other one. So I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna put the one that came off of it back on. And that's going right there. And then the starter goes down over there underneath that, right there where that plate's at. So I got to replace that. I got to take that plate off, replace the gasket, and I'll feel much better about that, putting the starter back on. And then we'll get to start this bad boy. All right, wait one. All right, I'm back. Okay, so I think I've talked about enough right now. I'm going to work on that shock mount bolt, try to get that nut off, try to get that bolt out. That's my next mission right there. The parts won't be here till next week, so next weekend, this is July 4th weekend, by the way, it's Saturday, and so next weekend I will be working on putting the lights on, and hopefully this weekend my goal is to get that shock mount off, the stud, dadgum, the stud and the shock off the shock mount. That's my goal. And then put that back together with the shock and everything. Now, once I get that apart, because you guys have already seen me try to get that apart, so you know what I'm trying to do. I'll bring the video back, and you can watch me put it back together and put the U-bolts back on, which I'll have to buy the U-bolts next week, or this coming week. I'm going to go to International and get them, or wherever I get them, okay? Wherever I get them. I'm going to get 2 new U-bolts, and then I'm going to put that saddle plate on, shock mount back on, put the U-bolts back on, put the new shock on, put the upper shock mount back on, brand new studs for the brand new shock, brand new nuts for the studs for the brand new shock, and then it'll all be put together. Then I gotta take that plate off, and I'm probably gonna do that this weekend too, because I ain't gonna be able to if I can get this shock mount stud and nut off, and the old shock off there, then I can't do nothing with that anymore until I get new shock studs and nuts, and a new U-bolts. So my goal right now until the weekend's over is get this old shock off, and if I get that done before the day's over with, then I'm gonna work on getting that plate off, and I'll bring you back for that, because that's something y'all might want to watch. So until then, have a good one, and new video coming soon.